Good afternoon and welcome to the Glow Players live stream performance of Romeo and Juliet. We are absolutely delighted that so many of you can join us this afternoon. Now, as you know, we are coming at you live over the internet, and therefore it's possible that we might experience some technical difficulties. If we do, please just sit tight and bear with us. We will get everything sorted for you just as quickly as we can. If you find during the live stream that there's a delay between the sound and the picture, sometimes just refreshing your browser can sort that one out. At the end of the show, you will have an opportunity to ask questions to the actors. So if you have anything that springs to mind during the show, keep hold of it because you'll get your chance to ask them your questions at the end. But for now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy, because Romeo and Juliet is about to begin.
Two households, both alike in dignity. In fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife.
What?
Pardon?
Saskia, what are you doing?
What? I'm the prologue. I'm just telling them the story of the play.
Don't do that. They're about to sit down and watch the play. Don't ruin the ending for them.
Yeah, I thought we were going to miss out the prologue. Now you've just given away the whole story. Romeo and Juliet meet, they fall in love, and then they die. That's the whole story.
Whoa, hang on. Romeo and Juliet die at the end? You know we're doing this for schools, right? People want a happy ending. We can't do this story.
Sorry, Ollie. That's what Shakespeare wrote. They die at the end. It's a tragedy.
That's terrible. No one wants to watch a play where the heroes die at the end.
That's what happens in tragedies. Shakespeare wrote loads of plays where the hero dies. In fact, in some of his plays, nearly all the characters die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Slight apology. You thought you were settling down to enjoy a very sweet love story. You know, little Friday treat to say, well done for all that hard work. No, you're not. No, it's a horror story and we're all going to cry. Ah, brilliant.
Well, maybe that's why Shakespeare gives us the whole plot at the beginning. It's like a warning, so we don't get a nasty shock at the sad ending.
Also, he's telling us that Romeo and Juliet are doomed to die. It's in their stars that they will die.
Sounds like a spoiler to me. Like when you're on Twitter and those people that just give away everything that's going to happen in the episode of the whole series.
Well, no more spoilers then. Let's get started. Romeo and Juliet come from two rival households that hate each other, the Montagues and the Capulets. Some of the servants from the two families are out in the streets of Verona in Italy, and they can't stand each other either. When they meet, they use what was considered to be a really rude gesture back in those days by putting their thumb behind their front teeth and making it click like this. That was considered to be super rude back in Shakespeare's day. Why don't you give it a go in your classrooms or at home? Put your thumb behind your teeth and the nail and just make it snap forward like that. Let's have a listen. Ooh, very nice. Very well done, guys. But enough of that, enough practicing. Let's see it in action.
bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I do bite my thumb, sir. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, and for you, I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Yes, better.
You lie.
Draw, and you be a man.
But, fools, put up your blades. You know not what you do.
What art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Montague, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy blade, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Draw and then talk of peace. I hate the word as I hate hell. All Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward!
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives will pay the forfeit of the peace.
So, in the first few minutes of the play, we know all about the feud between the Montagues and the Capulets. And, well, they just love to fight in the streets. But that's not the only kind of fighting that goes on in Shakespeare's plays. No, lots of his characters just love to insult each other. And let's face it, who doesn't love a juicy insult?
You ruinous butt.
Would thou were clean enough to spit upon?
What a slug.
Thou art a boil.
I am sick at heart when I do look on thee.
Right, enough fighting, enough. Now it's time for a party. The Capulet family are holding a big feast. There'll be food, drinks, dancing, and everyone will be wearing masks. Oh, no, Ollie, not those kind of masks. It's a masked ball, so no one knows who they're dancing with. But who will be invited? Well, here is a servant with a list of names of all the guests. All he has to do is tell the guests on the list that they are invited.
Find them out whose names are written here. I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ. Oh, and I can never find what names the writing person hath writ here. Oh, I pray, sir, can you read?
Oh. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. Oh, Mercutio and his cousin Valentine. Yes, yes. Oh, mine Uncle Capulet, Rosaline, and Signor Valentino and Tybalt. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
My master is the great rich Capulet. If you be not the house of Montague, come crush a cup of wine. Rest ye merry.
A party? Sounds like fun.
Oh, excuse me, Romeo, you're not invited. It's the Capulet party. You can't go, you're a Montague.
I don't want to miss out on the fun. I know. I'll just need a mask.
Juliet! Juliet!
How now? Who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I am here. What is your will?
Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honour that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. The valiant Paris seeks you for his love. What think you? Can you like the gentleman? Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I dart mine eye than your consent give strength to make it fly.
So, at this feast, Juliet is expecting to meet a man, Paris, who she's been told wishes to marry her.
She's hoping that Paris will turn out to be someone she would like to marry, perhaps.
Really? But isn't she a bit young for that? I mean, she is only 13, isn't she? You can't get married at 13.
Well, you won't believe this, but in Shakespeare's day, you could. Now, Juliet's dad knows that Paris is rich and related to the prince's family. So if he can get his daughter, Juliet, married off into the prince's family, well, that would be one in the eye for old Montague.
Where is Pot Pan Video? Not to take away. We've got to get a lot ready for tonight's party. E, shift a trencher. E, scrape a trencher. Oh, good thou. Save me a piece of March pane, and as thou loves me, let the porter let in Susan Grindstone and Nell. Oh, Anthony and Pot Pan.
Aye, boy, ready?
You are looked for, called for, asked for, and sought for in the great chamber.
We cannot be here and there too.
Often with Shakespeare's characters, you get an idea of what they're like from the names that he gives them.
Like Pot Pan.
Or Susan Grindstone.
Romeo is romantic, of course.
Always falling in love with people.
And my friends, that's my cousin, Benvolio.
Benvolio means good-willed, benevolent, kind. Oh, but you'll also see me later as Tybalt, Prince of Cats.
And this is my best friend, Mercutio.
Mercutio is mercurial. Lively, active, changeable, always playing around with words and making jokes. He's got some cracking banter. Mercutio, like Paris, is related to the prince. So he's the only one of the three who's actually been invited to the party, unlike these two gate crashers.
We're hoping to sneak into the feast behind the cover of Masks. Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why? May one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
So did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep, as they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab has been with you. She's the fairies' midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman. Tiny. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut. Her wagoner, a small grey-coated gnat. And in this shape, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains. And then they dream of love.
Peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talks of nothing.
True.
Come on, supper is done, and we shall come too late.
Fair too early. For my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars. But he who at steerage of my course directs my suit, On, lusty gentlemen.
So, Romeo and his friends are excited to go to the Capulet party, wearing masks so that they can sneak in. But Romeo has a strange feeling that something important is about to happen. Let's find out, shall we? It's party time!
Oh, welcome! I am Lord Capulet.
And I am Lady Capulet. Welcome to our party. We have so many wonderful guests joining us today. Oh, welcome. Kilmartin Primary School. Thank you so much for coming. Brought here today by the Honourable Bevan.
Oh. And who else, my dear? Who else do we have?
We have the Lady Rideout Prime.
Lady Rideout Prime. Oh, I'm honoured to meet you again, Lady Rideout Prime. And of course, we have our esteemed guest from Devonshire Academy. Yes, brought by Lady Walden. Thank you, Lady Walden. Oh, and look who's there in the corner. Lady Gartside Stevens. Oh, what an honour. What an honour. It must be for you as well. Oh, gentlemen, welcome.
And ladies.
Oh, yes, of course, I'm ladies. Come, musicians, play!
What lady's that, which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight? Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
I think he likes her. Well, unfortunately, Romeo has just been spotted by Juliet's cousin, Tybalt. And Tybalt is very angry to have seen a Montague at the Capulets' party.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What? Dares the swine come hither? Now, by the stock and honour of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
How now, Tybalt, wherefore storm you so?
My uncle, this is a Montague, our foe.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz. Let him alone.
I'll not endure him.
Shall be endured. What good man boy I say he shall go to. Am I the master here? Or you? You'll not endure him. God, you'll mend myself. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. You'll set cock a hoop. You'll be the man.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to.
I will withdraw. But this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
I pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grants thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, whilst my prayers effect I take.
That was a sonnet. The words they used just now when they met make up an Elizabethan sonnet. And if you were watching them live in a theatre or we were in your school, Romeo and Juliet would be having a great big kiss now. But we didn't think them licking the lens would be very exciting. So I'm going to tell you about sonnets instead, Elizabethan love poems. Here we go. The words they used, the sonnet that they spoke when they first met. Now they're brilliant, these Shakespearean sonnets. They have 14 lines and each line has 10 syllables with 5 stressed and 5 unstressed sounds. So if I profane with my unworthiest hand, dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. It's just like a heartbeat. And there's loads of rhyme in them as well. The first line rhymes with the third line, hand and stand. The second with the fourth. And that carries on like that for 12 lines. And then at the end, there's a final rhyming couplet. The rhyming couplet at the end of this sonnet is a reflection of the lover's first kiss.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Harry Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house. Oh, and a good lady, and a kind, and a virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, he that shall lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account. My life is my foe's debt.
Come hither, nurse. What is that gentleman?
I know not.
Go, ask his name. Oh, if he be Marriott, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate, too early seen, unknown, and known too late.
And on, come, let's away, the strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, Dolef, and find my centre out.
Romeo, my cousin. Romeo.
Romeo, madman, passion, lover. Romeo, oh, he's wise and stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leapt this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, I conjure thee by Rosaline, your lover's bright eye, her high forehead and her scarlet lip, her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering.
And if he hears thee, thou wilt anger him and me with your naughtiness.
Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This fill bed's too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
Romeo is desperate to see Juliet again. So, under cover of darkness, he sneaks into her garden, knowing that if he is discovered, he will be in big trouble. Suddenly, Juliet appears on her balcony.
What soft? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east and Juliet is the sun. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were.
Ay me.
She speaks. Speak again, bright angel.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel? Thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither. Fair maid, if either thee dislike,
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here.
Dost thou love me? Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I vow that tips with silver all these fruit treetops.
Not by the moon, by the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Well, do not swear, or if thou wilt, swear by thy precious self, which is the god of my idolatry.
Juliet!
I come, anon! Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed night. I am afeard. It's been in night, all this but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. That thy bent of love be honourable, thy purpose marriage. Send me word tomorrow. 1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst. To what thy light?
Good night. Good night. Our parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
In Shakespeare's time, 400 years ago, there was no stage scenery. So when Romeo says,
By yonder blessed moon I vow that tips with silver,
the audience had to imagine it was nighttime, with the moon up above, lots of stars, and all the trees of Juliet's garden. But now it's nearly morning. Romeo and Juliet have been up talking all night. Romeo's friend and mentor, Friar Lawrence, and Juliet's nurse help to arrange a secret marriage. Knowing that their families would hate this marriage, Romeo and Juliet have to pretend it hasn't even happened. But they agree to meet up again that evening.
Now, do you remember Juliet's cousin, Tybalt, who spotted Romeo at the party and wasn't too happy about it? Well, now Tybalt is out in the streets of Verona looking for Romeo.
Romeo, thou art a villain.
Tybalt, villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injury that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou can devise, so thou should know the reason of my love. And so, good, Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own. Be satisfied.
Oh, come! Dishonorable, vile submission! Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats. Meow. Nothing. Nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Tybalt and Mercutio fight.
Yeah!
Romeo tries to stop the fight. Tybalt stabs Mercutio.
Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
Oh, thou hurt? I thought all for the best.
Ask for me tomorrow, and you'll find me a grave man. I'm peppered, I warrant, for this world.
Mercutio dies, uttering a curse on the houses of both Montague and Capulet.
A plague on both your houses.
Romeo, furious, throws caution to the wind.
Away to heaven, respective entity. Fire thy fury be my conduct now.
He fights with Tybalt and kills him. Benvolio urges Romeo to run.
I am fortune's fault.
The prince arrives and hears that Tybalt has killed Mercutio and that Romeo has killed Tybalt. And for that offence, immediately we do exile him hence.
Oh dear. You see, we did warn you that this was a tragedy. When a feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's tragedy. It's a tragedy. I digress. So, what's happened? Loads has happened. So Romeo has just killed Juliet's cousin, Tybalt, and for that offence, he has been sent away from Verona to the city of Mantua. Well, Romeo, he's gutted, isn't he? Totally gutted. So that night, he goes along to say goodbye to Juliet, just to spend one night together before he has to leave the city of Verona, perhaps forever. Well, in the morning, they really don't want to say goodbye.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yond pomegranate tree, believe me, love. It was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. No nightingale. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Thinkst thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, love. And these woes will serve for sweet discourse in our time to come. Adieu. Adieu.
Bless you.
I said adieu. It means goodbye.
Oh, well, adieu to you too, Romeo. Off you pop to Mantua before you get into any more trouble. Because now it's time for a little more drama.
Why do I get the feeling that something really bad is about to happen to me?
Well, it is in the stars. Let's have a little recap of the story so far, shall we? Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet come from two households that hate each other. They meet at a party and fall in love. But Juliet's cousin Tybalt sees Romeo there and is very angry that Romeo has gatecrashed. Romeo and Juliet get married in secret. After the wedding, Tybalt looks for Romeo. They fight, and Romeo's friend Mercutio and Tybalt are killed. Romeo is banished from the city as punishment.
Well, I warn you now, it's only going to get worse. So, do you remember that man, Paris, that Juliet's mother wanted her to marry? Well, since Juliet's parents don't know that she has already married Romeo in secret, Juliet's father has agreed for Juliet's marriage to Paris to go ahead in 2 days' time.
The county Paris at St. Peter's Church shall make thee there a joyful bride.
My St. Peter's Church and Peter too. He shall not make me there a joyful bride.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none.
So take me with you, wife. Mistress Minion, you fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church.
Oh, good father, hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. You will marry Paris.
Is there no pity? Sitting in the clouds, that sees into the bottom of my grief. I'll to the friar to know his remedy.
Friar Lawrence wants to help Juliet, so he makes a plan. It turns out to be not such a good plan, but here we are. He gives Juliet a sleeping potion, which sends her into a deep, deep sleep. So deep, in fact, that her family think she has died. The plan is for Friar Lawrence to send a message to Romeo that Juliet is alive, so that he can come to her just as she wakes up, and then they can run away together and live happily ever after. But this is no fairy tale. This is Shakespearean tragedy. And we know from the prologue, right at the start, that they are going to die. So, what goes wrong?
This is a very famous love story, and audiences have always wanted Romeo and Juliet to have a happy ending. In fact, lots of writers have actually written a different ending where Romeo and Juliet do end up happily together.
Oh, can we do that ending?
Well, let's take a vote, shall we? Okay, audience, hands up for which ending you'd like to see. Hands up for a happy ending. Okay. Oh, not bad, not bad. And now, hands up for a sad ending. Sorry, Dowder, sad ending it is, just as Shakespeare intended.
All right, fine. Kill me if you must. But how am I going to do this show next week?
Don't be silly, Dowder. It's all pretend anyway. Let's get back to the story.
So, Juliet has taken the sleeping potion and is fast asleep, and everyone thinks she has died. Friar Lawrence's message that Juliet is alive fails to get to Romeo. He hears instead that she is actually dead.
Her body lies in Capel's monument. Her immortal parts with angels' lips. I will hence tonight
Romeo buys poison, and then he goes to see Juliet's body.
My love. My wife. Eyes. Look your lost. Arms. Take your lost embrace. Here's to my love. Lost. With a kiss. I died.
St. Francis be my speed. How often my old feet stumble to graves. Alack, alack, Romeo. Pale the lady stirs.
Comfortable friar, I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my lord? Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Our lady come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. My husband in thy bosom there lies dead. Stay not to question for the watch he said. Come, go, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay.
Oh, get thee hence. I will not away. What's here? The cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. Oh, chill. Drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make me die with a restorative. My lips are warm.
Lead, boy. Which way?
Your noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. Thou rust. And let me die.
So, there we are. Romeo and Juliet's parents, united by grief, agree to end their feud and become friends.
Brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whilst Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
What's the matter, Gouda?
Just so sad. Why couldn't they be together?
Oh, it is sad, but it's just as Shakespeare said. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
But no matter how sad the story, Shakespeare's actors always love to end their plays with a dance. No one wants to leave the theatre, or do, on a downer.
Come, musicians,
Yes, well done, actors. Thank you so much for that great performance. Thank you all so much for watching. That is the end of Romeo and Juliet. However, don't despair, because we are going to move on to the question and answer section of this event. So I'm going to head on over to YouTube and I'm going to enable the live chat function. So if you refresh your browser about Now, if you have a YouTube account, you'll be able to type questions over to us directly. Or teachers, you can text me using the number that was on the email that you were sent the link from. So you've got a couple of ways to get in touch. I'm going to leave you with, well, Friar Lawrence himself and Lord Capulet, Ollie. He is going to take you through this Zoom world that we have and, well, ruin it for you, to be blunt. So off you go, Ol, and I'm going to head over to you two.
Hello, thank you. See, very much is live. Mistakes are made all the way through. I'm now Lord Capulet. Thank you so much for watching. It's a real honor for us to be performing to you. We wish we were in your schools performing live, but here we are. It doesn't matter. We're still having a nice time. And one thing that's really important when we make theatre, do a show, is that feeling of everyone being together. So we thought, how are we going to replicate that? So one way we've come up with is making us lot all look like we're in the same place, us actors. And we're not. We're in completely different parts of the country. In fact, someone's even in a different country altogether. But we use green screen technology to give us this feeling of we're all being together. And you might have heard of that. They use it in films and in video games and things. And it's just this. There we are. Green screen. It's quite literally a piece of green paper. And what happens is that the computers that we're performing in front of, just here, there's not a lot of space between the computer and the screen. It picks up this color green and it can project anything onto it. So look, let's go to Verona in the daytime. And because I'm not green and I'm not wearing anything green and no humans are green, it's the only color we're not. Well, no, there's many colors we're not, but we're certainly not green. It means it can sort of cut us out and it keeps the image there and us in front of it. So it's quite a clever thing to do. And what is also quite cool about it is we can do some tricks like this. And now if I turn the green screen thing off, it suddenly looks a little bit less impressive with a costume bag in front of me. But it means, you know, if you're watching Harry Potter, here we are in the Great Hall, why not? Suddenly you can see how the invisibility cloak works.
Oh, is that he's disappeared forever?
I've gone, yeah, I finished.
Amazing, thank you so much, Ol. Yes, so the live chat is now active, so do refresh your browser and head over to there. We've got but some of you already have. Yes, great, I can see. So Gunreet says hello. Hello, Gunreet. Thank you so much for watching. Mystic Moon says hi. Hello. Right, so Sobi. Hi, Sobi. Thank you for watching. It has a question, which is, how many times did you change? That is a brilliant question. Who plays the most? Lots of you play lots of characters. Saskia, how many times do you think you changed?
I'm not sure. I play, well, like an actor, the narrator throughout, Benvolio, Tybalt, Potpan, a Montague person. I think that's it. How many? I don't know how many that I didn't actually count that. 1, 2, 3, I think 4, 5. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, 5.
Gosh, that's lots. And what about you, Ollie? How many changes do you have?
I think I seem to be doing nothing but changing. There's absolute chaos all around me. If you can see, look, there's costume rails full of costume all over the floor. I think I must do about 15, 20 changes in between the characters, in and out, in and out, in and out. So some of them are dead simple changes. You know, the friar, you know, it's a great big costume like this. So I can put the friar over the top of something else. So then a change is just quickly just taking that off. And then under my red, I've got my white T-shirt. So that comes off, then I'm an actor, and then Lord Capulet. So there can be quite easy changes, but there's about, I think about 15 to 20 changes.
Gosh, there we go. That's lots and lots. We've got text coming through. The live chat's going crazy. This is really exciting. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep them coming. So there's a question on the live chat which says, oh, we've got Sean 2010 says hello Sean. Deep says hello. Hi Deep. And Tanjit would like to know, hi Tanjit, and thank you for your question, in which year was Romeo and Juliet made? I'll be honest with you, Tanjit, I actually just had to quickly double check that because I didn't want to tell you something wrong, but I believe it was in the 1590s. It's quite difficult most of the time for us to date Shakespeare's plays exactly. However, apparently the people think it was in the 1590s. So it's a very old play, but obviously this version we put in lots of narration and other bits because this particular play was created a couple of months ago, I think, about a couple of months ago. So yes, but Shakespeare's play, yes, from the 1500s, 1590s.
I know the year he wrote Romeo and Juliet, he also did all of his 154 sonnets. Remember if we talked about sonnets? And he wrote As You Like It in the same year. So he was having a monster of a year. He wrote huge amounts, non-stop.
And lots of love on the brain, obviously, which is where, if any of you have ever heard of the film Shakespeare in Love, that's where, which maybe you should watch when you're a bit older, actually, depending on the age of the people watching. But that is a play about that because he wrote so many love stories in that time. So we've got questions here from Kilmartin Primary. Hello, and thanks for watching. Great questions here. So one question from Kilmartin is, why do they fall in love so quickly? Jess, why do Romeo and Juliet fall in love so quickly?
Well, yeah, it's love at first sight, really. I think that sonnet when they meet that we did at the ball with our masks, it shows that they're so in sync, like they're immediately doing poetry together, rhyming and completing each other's sentences, as we say now. So it just proves how in sync they are, and they kind of speak with this amazing poetry, and they're just completely on the same page. So I think it's just one of those things where, you know, maybe they're destined to be together, they're soulmates, but as soon as they set eyes on each other, they just fall in love with each other. It's just love at first sight.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. And we've got a question on the live chat from Grazia. I'm so sorry for pronunciations. You can be telling me off in your heads, I'm sure. But thank you so much for watching and getting involved. It says, hello, do you prefer playing online or in the theatre live? Dowda, which do you prefer?
Live. They do both carry their, I guess, different elements of different advantages. They do. Like being home, I'm at home. I do kind of like being at home sometimes. So, and sometimes it's easier, I guess, to hide if things are going wrong a bit behind the camera. So, you know, there are some advantages, but live just has so much. The energy, the feeling, being outside, which I also love, being around other people, the audience, your cast, it's just so much to it. So live, I prefer live a lot.
Great, thanks, Dowda. And Satnam says, hi all. Hi, Satnam, thank you so much for watching. And Seema, hi Seema, asks, how did you change so fast? Great question, Seema. Saskia, how did you change so fast?
Good question.
I realize I'm giving you all the costume questions, Saskia. Sorry, another costume question.
It's all right, there's a theme, it's okay. How do we do it so fast? Mostly preparation. So when we're in the rehearsal period, we will sort of mark out which part of the script that we need to change characters and where's the best part. There'll also be parts throughout the play as well, where, for example, I start half changing. So I'll start putting my hair up, then I'll do a bit of narration. And then when I disappear, I'll then put some more costume on. So it's steadily building up costume. And I think Ollie said earlier as well, we also build costume on top. So for costumes that are quite big, like a cloak or something, you can just whip it on and suddenly you're a new character, and then you can whip it off and you're a different character underneath. So a lot of prep.
Yeah, thank you, Saskia. Going back to Kilmartin Primary again. Thanks, Kilmartin. So their question is, how did you know to say Kilmartin at the party? Nancy, how did you know?
Well, your teachers have arranged for you to watch the show, so we knew who was watching, which is quite nice because otherwise we're just talking to a camera. But we knew you were out there because your teachers had told us you were going to watch it, and they booked in to come and watch it. So yes, we know we don't know all of your names, but we know the names of your schools.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Nancy. And we've got got a great one, Nicola. Hi, Nicola, on the live chat, asks, what famous actors have played Romeo and Juliet? Well, Who should we throw that one to? Ollie, what famous actors have played Romeo and Juliet?
I'm trying to think of ones that you guys would know. Possibly, do you know Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet? They're very famous.
Dane.
Danes.
Yeah, Claire
Danes.
Danes, not Kate
Danes, not
Winslet.
Kate Winslet. Oh yeah, that was Titanic. Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, so those are the two that I could think of that are very famous that you might have heard of. Who else? Anyone else got any thoughts? Who?
Well, also, once upon a time, I'm pretty certain that Judi Dench at one point in her life would have played Juliet on stage.
Didn't she do it with Ian McKellen, who you might know as whatever that wizard was called?
Gandalf, and also Ian McKellen. He's been in lots of, what else was he in more recently? Oh gosh, I can't think. Lots of things. So what, did they play them more recently as well?
No, that's way back.
I see. Okay, yes, with Ian McKellen, there you go. Any other famous people we can think of?
Well, there's a version that's coming out in about a month's time, I think, which has the man who plays Prince Charles in The Crown as Romeo, and another actress called Jessie Buckley as Juliet, and she's been in a few things recently. So they filmed it at the National Theatre, and then we all got locked down, so they were going to perform it for audiences, and then obviously the pandemic happened, so they filmed it without an audience there, and they're going to show it as a film but in a theatre instead, so that should be quite exciting.
Great, yes, good tip there. Thanks, Jess. Also, Satnam would like to know, did you have fun making this? Saskia, did we have fun?
So much fun. We've done 2 versions of Romeo and Juliet, one more catered towards you guys, then one for children in their secondary school studying it for their exams. But this one in particular, I think I prefer, just because it's just so much more exciting, and it's like we have so much more quick changes, and it makes it a bit more stressful, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Saskia. And Sean, again on the live chat, hi Sean 2010, says, did you have to practice making this? Dowda, did we practice?
Yes, we did. We rehearsed. We had, I think it was 2 weeks to put on a few shows. Was this part of that, or is this a week for this one? Well, we rehearsed around a week basically to put on these shows. This one was a little bit easier because we have, like Saskia said, another version. So some of the scenes were essentially the same, but we still had to adapt it and make sure that it can, it'll be right for you as well. So yes, we practice a lot.
Cool, thanks, Dowda. And Mystic Moon, again on the chat, hi Mystic Moon, says it was really sad. I know, it is such a sad story. And Satnam has a great question, which is, how did you get in and out of the Zoom? It seems hard. Well, Satnam, let me enlighten you. Everyone was always in the Zoom all the time, but they just disappeared from your screen because we've had to get very good at all the different settings on Zoom. And it turns out Zoom has so many settings and things, which mean that you can make people's pictures and squares appear and disappear. It's how we're able to share the sound and make it sound like it's coming out of your school speakers or your speakers of your laptop, rather than being able to hear, for example, it out of my laptop. And there's all sorts of things. Zoom has been used by so many theatre companies during the last year because it's very clever, does lots. So in fact, we just had some sneaky settings on Zoom that we all stayed in the chat, because you're right, that would have been really, really difficult. Sean had the same question about, did we practice? So yes, we did. Sorry, that was your second question, Sean, sorry. Gunreet, hi Gunreet again, asks, how did you know all this stuff? It's a very good question. Jess, how do we know all this?
We're very clever. I'm not joking. We didn't write the script. Someone called Mike wrote the script. So he had lots of knowledge about the history of the play and what would be important for you to know. So he wrote the narration that links the scenes. And then that was for the secondary school one, and we've kind of adapted that again. So we know it from reading the play, reading online about the play, watching different versions, reading really, and seeing and watching different versions and having our own opinions and takes on the play.
Great, thank you, Jess. We're going back to Kilmartin as well. Oh, and those are from, all these questions, by the way, are from Miss Kemp and P47. Hi, P47. I hope I'm getting that right. Is that no, years, ages, classes, 4 to 7 anyway. Hello. So they also would like to ask, what was in the poison? Romeo, what was in your poison?
What was actually in this bottle, or the official poisons? Because this bottle is basically feed dye that was that had what tape? Gaffer tape. That's the one. Gaffer tape wrapped around it, the black tape. But I don't know what Romeo would have actually drank in the actual play, but it does say he went to buy poison from an apothecary. So that could just be a mixture of deadly herbs or just things that are not good for you and you shouldn't put in your body.
On that note, it used to contain food dye. They're all empty now. We're not drinking food dye. We're just pretending to drink at this moment in time. So we've all got one. Juliet's got one as well, so we can do pretend passing and things.
Yeah, exactly. We can't have one prop and pass it around. So everyone has to have props that look the same if they need to pass them to each other, which is another thing about doing it on Zoom. We have Daniel. Hi, Daniel asked how long did it take to practice for the play? So that was it was a week for this one, Daniel, but we did it. It was sort of a week, sort of 2 weeks, because we did it in conjunction with another play as well. Oh, and Deep, hi Deep, is just letting everyone know that Romeo and Juliet was made in 1597. Thanks, Deep. Great. Oh, lovely name here on the chat, Siana, hope I pronounced that correctly. Hello, and thanks so much for watching. Would like to know, are we all actors? Yeah, there's a very short answer to that. Nancy, are we all actors?
Yes, we are. That is our job. That's what we do. We often have to do other things as well, especially when there's a pandemic and there's no theatres open. But yes, we are all actors.
Ah, great. Then we've got a lovely question, lovely comment here from Jaspreet. Hi, Jaspreet, on the live chat, who says, I love the show. You guys are great actors. I want to become an actor. Go for it, Jaspreet. We will really enjoy acting and do as much as you can. Definitely go for it. It's a great fun job. Let me just see. We're going to go back to Kilmartin School here. Kilmartin School would also like to know, are you going to make any more Shakespeare Zooms? Great question. Ollie, are we making any more Shakespeare Zooms?
Well, we've got one coming up on the 23rd of April, which is our introduction to Shakespeare. That's got some Macbeth, some Romeo and Juliet, some Twelfth Night, some other plays, some Midsummer Night's Dream. So that's a really, really nice one. We've already done that one previously, but we're looking forward to doing that again. And then hopefully we're going to start going back into schools again by the end of before your summer holidays. So we'll be taking Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth and TPT, the plays, the thing, our introduction to Shakespeare. We'll be doing them actually in schools, we hope.
Yes, fingers crossed we can get back into your schools as soon as possible. Sobi, hello Sobi, on the live chat asks, what were the swords made out of? Dowda, what were the swords made out of?
I don't know why I'm checking it for like a made from steel sign or anything like that. I'm pretty sure this, I can't tell by metals. Steel or iron, it's one of those two it'll be made out of. And it is real, it's heavy and all that stuff, but it's a prop. So as you can tell, it's blunted, it's not sharp, so it doesn't cut you the same way, but it can hurt you because it is still a heavy object. So we have to be careful with the way we use them. And how we, swing them about and stuff like that. But yeah, iron or steel.
Great, thanks, Dowda. We've got, and Graja or Grazia, hello, again says, do you perform in the same group or team live in the theatre? Jess, are we always this group?
We're quite often this selection of actors, so it is a rep company, which means that the same actors put on different plays. We do about 6 plays, but there are a few other actors. It's a slightly bigger pool of actors then will be in each show, actors who have done the roles in the past, or different actors that double up on the same parts, or actors that can play probably all 4 parts out of 4 parts in a play, who can step in for each other. So I'd say there's up to 10 of us who perform in pretty much every play at the moment, and when we go into schools.
Amazing, thank you, Jess. We've got a great question here from Kilmartin, which says, would you choose to be a Montague or a Capulet? What a good question. And I'm going to pass that to Nancy. Which would you be?
That's a really tricky question. That is a very difficult question. I mean, if you judge it by Romeo or Juliet, I'd go for Romeo. He seems to have a better time generally. Juliet's stuck at home being told to get married by her father, whereas he's out on the streets with his mates having a laugh. But as for which family, I sort of think they're very similar to each other. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go Montague, because I think I really like Romeo and Benvolio. Oh, and I'm wearing blue. I'm Lord Montague. What am I saying? Of course I'm going to go Montague. Yeah, Benvolio and Romeo seem to have a good time together. So I'd go with that. But that's a good question. I might have to think harder on that one.
Yeah, as someone that's not in this show, and therefore I have no bias towards one family, I think I'd go Capulet, because they're the ones that throw the party. So I feel like maybe they're the funner family. Who knows? Who knows? Great question though from Kilmartin Primary. Oh, and Jas Breach would like to know on the live chat, when Tybalt got stabbed, did it actually hurt? Tybalt, did it hurt you?
Not at all, because we're in different locations, and so Dowda's not here with me. There was no actual stabbing. I was just closing my eyes and falling on my bed.
Brilliant acting. That's what you were doing, Saskia.
Yeah. So all good, no pain, all safe.
When I put the colander on my head, I hurt myself. I clunked it down too hard and banged my nose. So there we are.
Oh, there you go. Even by yourself.
A very dangerous piece of equipment is a colander, I'll tell you.
Even when we're all separate from each other, we can still get hurt. Oh, Sobi on the live chat says, can you say hello to Devonshire Junior Academy? Of course we can. Hello, everyone at Devonshire Junior Academy. And hello, everyone that's been on the text from Kilmartin up in Scotland. And everyone else that is watching, hello, hello, hello. We've got a last question actually on the text, which is, if you had to work with anyone famous, who would it be and why? I'm not actually looking at you guys, but I'm coming back to look at you. Does anyone have a definite answer of yes, if I could work with that famous person? Oh, everyone, there's a lot of confused faces. I'm going to go.
I would like to work with someone called Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who writes her own plays and TV series, and they're really funny, but also really relevant to being a young woman in the UK today. So yeah, I think she'd be really fun to work with.
Yeah, great shout. Anyone else got a person? Oh, Ollie, you're muted, but are you saying something? It looks like you might be.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know really. There's so many cool actors and people around at the moment doing interesting stuff. There's an amazing woman called Michaela Cole who's doing amazing TV and stuff. I'd like to work with her.
I second. Sorry, I just.
Well, you can come as well, Romeo. When she'll be phoning any minute for us both.
Let's all do it. Yeah, she can't wait to get in touch, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, there's some brilliant people. I'd like to work with someone young who we don't hear enough from. That's who I'd like to work with, and let them show me what the future's going to look like. That's what I think.
We've got Imogen on the live chat who suddenly said Olivia Colman, which I'm guessing is maybe the person that Imogen would like to work with. Great shout. Yes, Olivia Colman. Also, I'd like to work with Olivia Colman because it means I'd definitely be in a big hit. So I think that's also a good reason to go with someone like that. I'm just going to have a quick look. Have we covered all questions? Oh, a quick one from Sienna, which was, how did you know what to say at the right time? Jess, how did you know what to say at the right time?
So it's all written down in a script that we've learned. So even the narration, which kind of sounds like we're just saying what we want at that moment in time. It's actually all been pre-planned and prepared, and as you call it, practice, which actors often refer to as rehearsing. We've worked it all out then, so we've planned and we know our cues, so we know the line that's coming before us, and we've learnt the script, so that's how we know what to say. Thanks to Shakespeare.
Yes, great. Thanks, Jess. And also we had a question here, which is, what is your favourite part? This is from Kilmartin again. Hello again. What's your favourite part of Romeo and Juliet? Saskia, what's your favourite part?
I really enjoy the balcony scene. I just think it's so lovely. They're just falling in love and they're saying really nice things to each other and talking about the moon and stuff. But then in contrast, I also really enjoy the scene where Lord Capulet is telling Juliet to marry Paris, because it's really engaging and tense, and it's just nice to watch for the drama.
Great. I think we have to round it up there. I'm going back just to have a little look at any of the comments. I think we're done. So thank you so much, everyone, for sending your questions. Thank you so much to everyone that texted in. Without knowing you guys out there, this is a very strange experience for us. So it's really lovely that you interact as well. It's really enjoyable. If you can join us on the 23rd of April to celebrate Shakespeare's birthday, then we will see you at 9:30 a.m. then. But hopefully we will be back in your school hall soon. Actors, shall I play us out? Yes. Let's have a party to end. Have a lovely evening, everyone, and a great weekend. Bye.